folks, it's your friend Fishing with Tom, and today I'm going to share with you what I personally use when I am storing my soft baits during the off season. Now, if you've followed me or known me for however long it may be, you probably know that I'm a really big soft bait type of guy. I throw them in each and every situation that I can. I have a massive collection. Right here in front of my table, I probably have 150 soft baits in front of me. And I'm going to show you something I just started doing a couple of days ago as far as storing them. In the off season, I kept them in 2 5-gallon buckets in my bedroom. Wasn't that efficient. Every spring I had to resort them, put them in bait binders, and it just became to be a hassle. And then to top it all off, when they were in the bait binders, I didn't use the bait binders that much. So this is a system I recently developed. Only cost me about $7 or $8, and fits on the shelf nice and tidy, and it tells me exactly what I want and where I put it. And here it is. I went to my local Dollar Tree, and I picked up however many of these plastic tubs that I needed. You can get them at Walmart, you can get them at the dollar store. Basic Sterlite 5-quart tubs. And what I do, sort all of my baits by categories and put them in a container. Right here, this is my tube box. Pop it open. What do I keep in here? My bags of tubes. It's a little empty. I don't fish with tubes a whole lot. And even when I do fish with a tube, it's a specific tube. Another container I have right here, this is for my dough and my jar baits. So I've got catfish dough, catfish dip bait, marshmallow baits, trout dough, artificial salmon eggs. If you can think of it, I've put it in a container. Let's keep going. I'll show you what else I sort. I'm not going to open every single one. Worms, I have 2 worm boxes. This worm box is for my straight tail worms and my Senko worms. So I've got my Yum Dingers, my Max Scent Generals in here, my shaky head worms. I've got a lot of worms. This is a couple of pounds as it is. And then for my other worm package, let me see if I can find it. I have my ribbon tail worms, my jig worms, and my thump worms. So you open that up, my jig worms are on top. I've got power worms, different, the Berkeley Havoc, ribbon tail worm. I forgot the name of it, but Boyd Duckett designed it. I like it, needless to say. I've got a lot of them. Got a lot of soft baits right here. This is how I store them, how they sit on my shelf right behind the camera. This is what I do. Got a minnow box container. It says minnows. It's a catch-all term. If it looks like a minnow and I can fish it on either a drop shot or a jig, it goes in here. Lunker City, Berkeley Gulp, Berkeley Power Bait, Berkeley Max Scent, the Berkeley Havoc Subwoofer. The bag ripped, so I had to put it in this little sandwich baggie. Bulk baits you get at fishing shows. If I need a specific minnow bait, I've got it right here. Grubs, can't go wrong with grubs. Pop that bad lad open, got my grubs in there, ready to go. Swim baits. If I need a swim baits, they're good to go. Pick a swim bait, any swim bait. I've got a couple in there for you. And then, creatures. I have 2 boxes for my creature baits. In box A, I have my lizards and my hog style of baits. I told myself I wasn't going to open every single package, but here I am. Power lizards, Havoc wide loads. Got some homemade hogs down there that my buddy Seth sent me. Lizards and hogs. I don't fish with a lot of lizards. I don't think people fish with lizards like they used to. That's just my own little conspiracy theory. And then for my second creature box, it fits craws and beavers. So you pop that bad lad open. I got the Berkeley Havoc Devil Spear designed by Mike Iaconelli. This is a beaver bait. Nice fat tail. Slides right through the heavy cover. Berkeley Power Bait Chigger Craws. This is actually discontinued. I might not never fish with this again. The Berkeley Power Bait Chigger Toad. Very, very fat body on it. What is this one? The Slop Craw by Skeet Reese. If I need a craw, I've got a craw. Got them right here. But every single one of the containers I showed you today cost me $1 or less. The Sterlite containers at Walmart were 98 cents. The Essentials containers, 5.5 quarts, they were at the dollar store I figured, hey, it's affordable. I'm just going to buy as many as I can get my hands on right now. And this is how I efficiently store all my soft baits. And it might not look like it, but there's well over 150 bags of plastics between all 8 of these containers. Might not look like it, but I'm a big soft bait guy. I used to store them in buckets, and this not only saves space, this organizes it. I can leave them like this year round, and being the boatless angler that I am, I'm going to know what baits I'm going to need when. So if I'm going to go fish the local river or under a dam or a certain lake, I'm going to pick and choose what baits I'm going to need. If the lake is kind of thick and we're going to be doing a lot of heavy cover fishing, I'm going to be throwing a crawdad. I'm not going to be throwing too many minnow baits, but if I'm fishing Lake St. Clair, I'll get a couple of minnow baits. If I'm fishing under the dam, I'll do that also. If I'm going to go jig the Detroit River, I'm going to get my jigging worms, maybe a grub, maybe a minnow. Just get a little bit of each. I'm not too focused on color. I'm focused on the presentation and what the fish are going to be biting. But this is just something I threw together I thought I'd share with you. Get a couple containers, sort your soft baits that way. If you're a soft bait hoarder like I am, this works very well. I used to keep them in the top of my big Plano tackle box and carry them everywhere, but you kind of can't do that when you have 40 pounds of soft baits and growing. I'm constantly buying new plastics. Thank you for watching Fishing with Dom. As always, follow me on social media, and if you have any comments, concerns, or questions, drop them below. I'd really like to hear what you have to say. Also, hit me with a couple of video suggestion ideas. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.